Hello friends, welcome to Jumpstart Test Automation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for getting notification on the new videos in your inbox directly. You can search @JSTA in YouTube and Facebook, or just Google @JSTA to reach to this channel. Also reach to us to know more about the online training with Framework. Thank you.
Previous video. So now, as we have the main method here and we have other non-main methods here, let's see what is a global variable. Any variable that is defined at the class level outside of the method is a global variable within that class. Okay, any variable that is defined within a method is a method level variable. Say for example, let me create a variable string equal to JST. Okay, so this is a variable declared at the class level. This is not within any method. Let's say I'll create another method, another variable. Okay, so if I need to, let me comment everything else. Okay, so let me try to print the global variable. Always give meaningful outputs or a string to print or meaningful names. That is always recommended. So in case of too many suits or too many test cases, it will be easy for one to track it and understand what is what. So see, it is not given in the suggestions. So let me make it as public. Okay, now let's see. Okay, why this variable is not detected despite of having it defined in the class level? Let's see the recommendation. The quick fix is change global variable to static keyword, because main method is a static method and it expects anything that is called within the static method to be static. So let's change this to public static script. Okay, and now see, this the error is gone and the global variable is called in here. Okay, and again let me print this method variable also. So I'm calling this method variable within the main method. So this is not getting recognized within the main method. Why? Because this method is create non-static method is a non-static method as the name says, but we are trying to call it from the static method. Okay, so it is asking me to create a local variable. So and to instantiate this class, and this method can be, in order to call a non-static method within a static method, we need to create an instance, object instance for the same. If you want to know what is an object instance, please refer to my previous video. I have explained it in detail. So let me define these method variable in a static method. Okay, so this is a static method. Now I can call this print something method. See, it is coming here. So now let's see what is being printed. See, the global variable string is at JSTA at the class level is printed. The method variable string value is at JSTA within method level. Both are printed. Okay. Now let's say that I am renaming this method variable to match the global variable name. Okay. So how do we rename? Please remember that always whenever you rename any text or any method name or class name or variable name, always do a refactoring rename. So how do we do that? Right click on the method name, always go to refactor and then click rename. Because if you change this, if you refactor and rename a particular variable name or method or a class name, what happens is wherever you have called that class name or method name or variable name, there also the names will be changed. If you do not refactor rename and you just do a renaming without a refactoring, the name change will happen only in the place where you are changing it actually, and it will not reflected elsewhere, which means it will throw error wherever you have called this renamed variable or class or method. Okay, so now I have refactored and renamed. So now let me change it to global variable. Okay, now let's see how it runs. See, still it is printing the method variable string value is at JST. This is still an okay at JST within method. Right now, how do I call this global variable within this method? Right, we have already seen that here, but now let's say if I have let's say if I do not initiate this string with the data type, let me remove this. You see the color is changing from gray to blue. Let me do it again. See, now when you initialize this global variable within this method, the color of this method is something else. Okay, now which means this is a new object, new variable within this method, newly initialized. Let me remove this string and see the color changes to blue, which means this global variable is being used here. Okay, so let me run this and see what's happening. See, it is again printing the same way. Again, let me, in this method, let's see, I'm using another method to return a string. So let me print the global variable again in this method. Okay, so now I'm printing the global variable string after changing in the print something method is I'm calling this. Okay. So just call this method here. Let's see what it returns. Okay, see here, now the global variable value is changed to @JSTA within method is the string value right now. So @JSTA within method is printed here because we have replaced the value of the global variable. This was the value of the global variable when it was initialized at the class level. If you see this program, see @JSTA at class level was the value. Now I have changed the value of this global variable in print something. If you see here, the value is, I'm assigning a new value to the global variable @JSTA within the method. So now when I call the global variable after calling this method, this @JSTA within new method within method is the new value assigned to the global variable, and the new value is printed here. So the global variable is reset with the new assignation of the value. Okay. So that's with the global variable and the method level variables. Okay. So let's see how do we parameterize the values for a given method. How do we add arguments for a given method? Let me write a new method, public static void. Okay. Methods with arguments. String int first integer. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am passing 3 arguments. Now I'm creating 3 variables, fs for first string equal to first string. So what happens is, whatever I pass it here, it is assigned to fs. Okay. Similar way, ss. See, it takes the recommendation from here. Int fi. Okay. Now let me try to print fs plus ss plus fi. Okay, and let me call this method within the main method, because Java needs a main method to start execution. So what is the method that we have created? Method with arguments is the, see here, if you see here, the method with arguments has 3 parameters, 3 arguments. One is first string, which is of a data type string. Another one is second string. Second variable name is, argument name is second string and of type string. Third argument is first integer and its type is int. So let me, okay, now it is asking you to pass some values to these variables. So this is a string. String is always passed within double quotes. Okay. Again, this is a string and this is an integer. So integer need not be in a string. Okay. So let me give 11. Let's see what it returns when I run this program. See, it is printing search at JSTA in YouTube and the integer level, because I have concatenated the three arguments here. See, fs plus ss plus fi. Now, if I need to pass another set of arguments, okay, let me have it 12. Now let me run it. See, now it has run search at JSTA in YouTube 11, search at JSTA in Facebook. So the purpose of this defining arguments with in the method is to reuse the method multiple times with different sets of data. So the same method in this case, and the code within this method is same. These 4 lines need not be repeated for each set of data. What is a set of data? This is the set of data. Search at JST in YouTube 11, search at JST in Facebook 12 are the 2 sets of data. If I have to write the code if I have to write these 4 lines of code to print these 2 sets of data, it would be 8 lines of code. Rather, we define a method with different sets of arguments to make this method as a reusable. Reusability in automation is a very key thing, very important, most important thing to do, because we cannot write the same code again and again, which is a bad coding. So we need to always see how we can reuse any written code. So this is with the method with arguments and code reusability.